Now, the fervour post the Indian Premier League mega auctions is still around players who didn't make the cut, those who went unsold. Was there a pattern to some of those? Now, while certain players failed to find a buyer at the mega auction, a whole country seems to have been ignored at the event in Jeddah. After they forced the exodus of Pakistani players from the league, it seems like it is now the turn of the Bangladeshi cricketers to be sidelined from one of the most lucrative T20 tournaments in the world, at least as far as its 2025 edition goes. 12 Bangladeshi players were shortlisted, but all of them remained unsold. What's interesting to note is the fact that as many as 10 of those players weren't even included in the interested players list by any of those franchises. The two players whose names were announced failed to find any bid, not even one. Why was that? I'll explain, but first let's look at the players who were ignored by all 10 franchises during the auctions. Rishad Hasan rose to prominence after his strong performance at the T20 World Cup 2024. He was the 6th highest wicket taker in the tournament and was named in the interested list by the franchises but failed to find a bidder even for his base price. Bangladeshi star pacer Mustafizur Rahman, who has been a regular fixture at the IPL, failed to attract any bids. Sure, the 22-year-old Rishad Hasan hasn't featured in an IPL, but Mustafizur's omission seems a little too blatant because the 29-year-old was clinical in the Chennai franchise's solid run in 2024. In 9 matches, he picked up 14 wickets. He was their regular in the 11 and was key to his team's fortunes. He had a good season. Many decent T20 picks in that list, but the other big name who had no takers, Shakib Hasan. Somebody who has won 2 IPL trophies with Kolkata couldn't find a spot in any of the teams. And some of the names in this list like Little Das, Mehdi Hasan Miraz were instrumental in Bangladesh's historic win against Pakistan recently. Is there more that meets the eye regarding this omission? Let's take you back to what happened. The last time the cricket team toured India, just a little over a month ago, the visitors received heavy backlash. An extreme right-wing group protested India hosting Bangladesh itself. There were many other voices that wanted India to boycott the series against Bangladesh altogether. Let's go back to Shakib. Sure, Shakib last played in the 2021 season of the IPL, but his absence in the last 3 years was owing to his own personal reasons. He was picked by Kolkata in the 2023 season, but owing to his international commitments, he couldn't take part in that edition. In 2024, he opted out of the event to manage his workload. So it's safe to say it isn't his performance that saw him being set aside. The star batter has been in the middle of a storm owing to the student uprising and protests this year in his country. Shakib was named in a murder investigation with several others due to his allegiance with former Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, which not only ruined his dream of a test farewell at home, but has apparently now also possibly affected his IPL ventures. Numbers prove the quality that someone like Shakib brings to any franchise, to any team that he's a part of. He's more than decent with the bat. That's safe to say. A player who can give you crucial cameos towards the end of an innings while chasing or even while setting a target. With close to 800 runs in 71 matches at a strike rate of 124, Kolkata at the IPL trusted him. While bowling too, he was economical and a wicket taker. 63 wickets under an economy of less than 8 in an intense competition like the IPL really proves that he is indeed one of the best all-rounders in world cricket. Bangladesh's failure to curb the violence in their own country has surely impacted its own cricketers' fortunes and the growth of the sport. That's what this comes to. Now, India has, of course, condemned the ongoing clashes in Bangladesh. The alleged attacks on Hindus in Bangladesh has made the situation more tense as well. And the BCCI, with the IPL, seems to have followed suit to keep the Bangladesh players away. In the past, we have seen how government leanings are mirrored in cricketing matters as well. This time too, BCCI didn't want to take any chances. Take their stance against Pakistan. They have banned the participation of any Pakistani player in the IPL. India doesn't tour Pakistan or invite them for any bilateral ties. They only play Pakistan on neutral venues at mega events. Coming to Bangladesh, the recent home test series came under a lot of scrutiny. There were protests when the Bangladeshi players came over to India to play the test, and when it came to the IPL, Even though Bangladeshi players were on the list, no one was picked up. The franchises not wanting to deal with the headache of having a Bangladeshi player come over to India and be a part of their squad. Maybe BCCI wanted to play it safe and avoid any further controversy. And that has only resulted in none of the Bangladesh players being part of an event like the Indian Premier League, a lucrative league that has only benefited young cricketers and the countries that they belong to find and nurture talents. We've seen how it helped Afghani players from being part of the league like the IPL. Despite struggles back home, Afghans went from being challengers to serious contenders on the world stage. So an IPL miss for Bangladeshi players is indeed a massive setback. Franchisees or the BCCI would say it was pure coincidence that maybe the spots had all filled up and these players missed the bus. But maybe this other reason holds true too. After all, how often have we seen sports being used as the perfect platform, the perfect tool, in fact, to make a point that has political ramifications?